Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSi DFS Fantasy NASCAR picks. I'm your host Mike 31. It's gonna be a speculation video today. I apologize, but it's just going to be too tight of a window. Um, Darlington for Xfinity, the qualifying starts around like 11:10 Eastern, so it probably takes about half an hour to an hour. So it's about noon before they get everything wrapped up, go through the tech and stuff. And the race starts a little bit after 3. So it's a 3-hour window. We'll be able to get the video and everything out. So you can always join FSiDFS.com. Description of video has the pricing page for that. NASCAR is, I think, $3 for a day, $5 for the weekend. But if you pay $6, you get all the sports, and we'll have college football on Saturday. You'll have soccer. You'll have Tuesday Showdown. We will have MLB baseball, WNBA if there's a slate. So there's a lot of great things going on this weekend, and it just gets more and more with football coming back. So just keeping that in mind. Description of the video, pricing page for that. So uh, lots of colors on here. I know it's a little bit of weather concern. It's supposed to rain overnight, clear up in the morning. It's about 24% chance of rain during qualifying for them, and then scattered showers may be up to like 47%, but it should clear up. So, and they do have lights, so I should be able to get this race in. It just might be a nuisance here and there. So we still have 4 more races till playoffs. So it's not the crunch it is for Cup where they're almost there, the trucks who are already in it. So looking at the colors, green are drivers that have won and are locked into the playoffs. The yellow ones are ones that should have enough points and should be able to get in. The orange ones are right above or right at the cut line and in danger of falling out if a driver wins that's not already in the playoffs. And then the red drivers are ones that still could qualify to get in, but they need to win. The blue ones are cup. There's a lot of ringers that are in this race, actually, 5 of them. So let's go through the field. This is a high tire wear track. So Dover's comparable. They did race there. So I have the Dover results on the side. The yellow ones are the car finish there, not the driver in it. So tire wear, I feel the top 10 guys for tire wear are Custer, Allmendinger, Allgaier, Jones, Creed, Hill, Mayer, Bell, Gregson, and Elliott. Maybe some debate to put like Logano in there and Chastain just with their cup experience and stuff, but I really feel they're the top 10. So I put their start number in gray. Again, this is all based on averages, track averages. I've got a lot of formulas that go into this that try to come up with these projections. And again, we don't have the correct starting order. So once they do, I'll run the full numbers and they will be in our Discord and posted for those who subscribe. But this should be able to talk things out and just help you know where we're going. So Cole Custer has him getting the pole, which I said doesn't really surprise me. He has a good starting position on these tracks. I think he could be a dominator, and whoever's out there, you probably want the first or second car as your early dominator. Not a ton of laps here. I believe it's, let's see here, 147. So there are some dominating points up for grabs, but it's not like some of the short tracks where you might have like 2, 3, 400 laps to get fast laps and dominating points on. So Custer, I think, is going to be probably one of the dominators. I like him here. AJ Allmendinger, he I have an upside dominator. It just concerns me that he is in a point position for the playoffs, and I think he's far enough ahead that if there are 4 new winners, he should be fine. But I think he's going to play conservative, go for the win if he can, but I think it's going to be more stage points and track position for the final stage. So I don't think he has the upside to win this. Chandler Smith already has the win. I think he's an upside dominator, finished 7th in so it did pretty well at comparable track and having a decent season, but I don't know if he has what it takes to win the race. Allgaier, I could see winning this race. I think he's going to be a prime play. Like I said, he's one of the best Xfinity drivers here. I think he'll still maybe go for stage points when he can, but I think he has the talent and and strategy to be able to potentially win this, even with the Cup drivers in the field. Brandon Jones, I'm going to put as a 10K driver, 19th in Dover, and I think people are going to look at that and kind of write him off and look at the projections of if everybody uses like some of the same data I do, he's going to project low, but he did have the pole at Dover, and I think that he's run pretty well here too, and he's good with tire wear. So I think he's definitely one to watch, and that could be a kind of sneaky driver. Riley Hurt is like always GPP. He's up, he's down. He's 16th at Dover. I just think that he always has upside, but he always has downside. So Florida be in cash. Sammy Smith, I think, has a GPP. I think he was going to continue to try to go for points until it's to the do or die point where you have to win. If he is in a position to win, that's fine, but I don't think they need to be that aggressive yet. So I think that they'll play it safe. So that kind of scares me here. Doesn't project great. Finished 33rd at Dover. Did he have a issue? Yeah, he was in an accident. I don't think it was his fault though. I think it was he got caught up in somebody else's mess. He did qualify 13th there, so GPP for me. Sheldon Creed, Sheldon Creed, Sheldon Creed, Sheldon Creed. Can somebody please tell Sheldon Creed that there is no Triple Crown in NASCAR? That you do not win a prize for driving for a Chevy one year, and then this year driving for Toyota, and then next year completing the Triple Crown and driving for a Ford, because he's going to um, Haas Racing next year. And I believe he's in the 00 for taking over for Custer or the second car they're putting out there. So I just thought that was so bizarre that he skipped and he's driving for three different manufacturers and Xfinity in 3 different years, but that is not the Triple Crown. And I do believe that he could be a dominator here. He is very good at tire wear. He is very good in the truck series at tire wear. Joe Gibbs Racing is pretty good in strategy and stuff here. Finished fourth at Dover. So I think he's got a lot of upside. I think he could be a cash play as a dominator or depending on where he starts, or I don't know if he starts further on down, he might become a prime play, but I think that he could be a solid cash play for you. Austin Hill, same thing, good tire wear. They project almost the same. Austin did a little bit worse at Dover. He finished 15th, but there's some reason like the top five drivers between like Jones, Allgaier, Herbst, and Hill all finished they were the top four starting cars and they all finished in the teens. So I just wonder if the race got upside down with like a late caution or fuel mileage or something like that. I didn't have a chance to look back. I wanted to get this out to you. It's already pretty late on the East Coast after midnight. So I wanted to try to get this together. So throw in the comments or maybe I'll look it up later to see what exactly happened there. But I don't think it's um, indictment on them that this is a bad track or anything. So I think again that might be something that people look at and look at over a comparable track, finished 15th after starting in the top four for Austin Hill. Actually, he was fourth. But I just don't think you can go by that. I think it was more situational with the racetrack. I think he's a good one here. Sam Mayer finished third. Looked pretty good in did he lead some laps? Custer dominated that race. He had 95 led laps, but Sam Mayer didn't have any, but that's no big deal. Allgaier had 39 laps led in Dover. Austin Hill had 17. But Mayer has looked good on these tracks, and he's been boomer bust. But I think I can trust him in cash here, just because I have seen him with tire wear and done well in this race. Parker Klingerman's another one that concerns me, the GPP, because I think that he might need to play stage points over place or track position for stage three. So depending on where he starts, that might be detrimental to his ending. Christopher Bell, I think, is going to be very popular. I see him as upside dominator because he almost needs to go out there and lead a lot of laps to be able to win this race. The car finished first in Dover. Ryan Truex was driving it, not Christopher Bell, but he's been good at tire wear. So everything says that Bell could go out there and actually have a good race. You'll have to see what practice and qualifying brings. He could be a dominator if he finishes first or second, but I think he becomes more of a GPP if he doesn't because he has to lead multiple laps here to pay off his price tag at 11K. Jesse Love, again, I think people are going to look at him and 24th. I don't know why he got colored. He was in the car here, so that was an accident. Um, yeah, he drove his own car here. He was started eighth and ended up 24th, but he led 21 laps. So I like that, and I think that he could be one of the sneaky 10K drivers. Retzlaff needs the win to get in. Like he showed did a pretty good showing there. A lot of heat on him for the cup race there where he pushed Harrison Burton. You know, as soon as I saw Harrison Burton win that race, I almost retired from doing these videos after all the years of saying that he is not worthy to be in the cup. And I still feel a situational win. But Retzlaff, choosing him over Bush, I could see Retzlaff's point, but I think like the media and some others got on him. I don't think it's gonna be a distraction. I think he'll be fine out back here in Xfinity, and I think he'll do well. But it just finished 10th in Dover, but then I the numbers don't project well, so I think it's gonna be GPP for me. No Grayson, nothing to lose here. He's coming down from the Cup Series. He's in the 30 car. He's run this a couple times and actually done okay. He didn't race here in Dover, but the numbers look like he should be a good GPP if you're going with balance build. But if you're trying to pay up for some of these drivers like Allgaier and Bell, he's going to be in no man's land. You're not going to be able to get to him. So he's in for a balance build GPP. Ryan Sieg is another one that's kind of on the cut line there. 37th in Dover. Something obviously happened to him. He had an engine issue. There were a lot of problems with like the seed cars and Dover. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. It hasn't been an issue. He's run pretty well, but again, I just fear he's going to be going for stage points over track position for stage three. So that could be detrimental to his finishing position. So GPP over cash. Logano, I think, is a cash play. I don't think he's a prime play. I like the um, price tag for him. Haley finished 31st here at Dover. Of course, he wasn't in the car. He's had some good runs in this car. He's had some not good runs. So, and he's probably not in the top 10 with tire wear, but probably in the top 15. So I think you can consider him. Again, you have to see how practice and qualifying go, how fast the car looks and everything, and how he does there compared to the other drivers. But right now, if him as cash play, it could become a GPP play. I don't think it'd be a fade, especially at his price point. Might be more of an upside dominator. Chase Elliott, I think, is an upside dominator. He's run really well here, and I think people like look at him and Bell, and I think he'll have less ownership than Bell. But again, practice and qualifying, you have to look and see how that plays out. This car wasn't at Dover, he wasn't at Dover, and I think obviously not having to race for track, or he can take track position over trying to be out there for stage points. So I could put him in a position as any of the blue drivers to be able to win it. So I think I like him for that. But again, I think he's going to have to need some laps to pay off his 10K price tag. So more of a GPP than a cash play for me. Jeb Burton, I think, even though he needs to win to get in, has been pretty solid. 11th at Dover, so the cash play. Clements, depending on where he starts, average around starting around the 20th. So if he starts anywhere, I usually like him 25th on down, but 20 to 25, I think I can stomach it if I need like a $6,200 play there. So if he starts below 25th, he's going to be a cash play. If he starts anywhere 20 to 25, he's GPP. Anywhere higher, he starts to become a fade. Travis or Carson Quaffle has finished second, looked really good here in the Dover race. So started 26. He led 14 laps, made his way through the field pretty good. He again is not racing for stage points at all. He's just racing for the win. He's got a good team and he projects pretty well, so he's going to be in place. Alfredo needs to win to get in, so he'll be aggressive here. Ninth in Dover. Toyed would put him at cash play, but I just couldn't get there. If he does look decent in practice and qualifying and doesn't qualify too egregiously high, He might turn into a cash play, but I think he's a solid GPP fill-in for you. Corey Heim, I like. He lost an engine, but he's been racing really well. He's been good on tire wear tracks in Truck Series, so I think he's not top 10, but top 15 for me. And I think that he's probably one that at his price point of 74 with the team and his just raw talent has enough floor for cash for me to, unless he starts like up in the top like 10 or something. I think that he'll be a fine play or a cash play for me. Meta Benedetto, he didn't race the first couple. He was still trying to find a ride, so I believe he doesn't qualify for the playoffs. So that's why he's not lit up here. So it doesn't matter if he wins or not. I don't believe he can get in. Again, throw in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong. 38th, the car had some issues with an engine, and was an engine or was a wreck for Dover. 38th, no, 38th was actually JJ Yaley. So I don't know how those numbers got think he was 32nd. He drove the 38 car, so he started 16th. So something happened there. I think he got involved in an accident. I think he like finished on the lead lap there. But GPP for me. Rash Chastain, I think you can play in cash, especially at 8K price tag. Like if you look at the other ones, he's been okay here. Not as good on tire wear, and this DGM car isn't that great. It might have some trackhouse backing to it, and if we find that out, then and it looks like fast in practice and qualifying, that 8K is definitely gonna be a cash play. But if he looks like really slow in practice and if there's any questions with like the tech on it or any issues during practice, then GPP to fade. Jay Van Gisbergen, not necessarily his track type. He's done well to adjust on all the ones that he's had, but I really don't think he's got enough experience for the tire wear, even though I I don't know if you have to manage that in some of the other series as much as you do in this track in Xfinity. Uh, so 18th finish, GPP for me. Josh Williams, I really like him in cash usually, and he's got to be aggressive to win, but don't think his track style. So GPP for me. Kyle Weatherman, finished 8th and actually did pretty well and actually is kinda underrated with tire wear tracks. So I think that he's somebody that you can consider in your 10K lineup. Honeyman, I've been playing a lot in cash this season, 21st. If he starts anywhere 25th on down, cash play definitely has some floor. Kyle Sieg, I like him starting like way deep in the field. I don't know if 30th is enough for me, so GPP. If he's starting down further and didn't look like a turtle in practice, then I think he's okay. Brendan Poole's been solid, and Brendan Poole is super close to being orange and maybe being able to point himself in. I don't think it's going to happen, but the Alpha Prime's been solid. Poole's actually been really solid this season and consistent, and I think underrated. So I really like him and as a cash fill in too. Joe Graff Jr. It actually did well at Daytona. It was like the apocalypse. Like Joe Graff Jr. did great, and then Harrison Burton wins the race. So I thought for sure the third horseman of the apocalypse was going to show up, and in the Truck Series, Dad Moffat was going to get like a top 5 or something. I don't believe that happened, but Joe Graff Jr. I see some maturity. I see some progress here. It's a good team. I know they finished 35th. They were in an accident, but he wasn't in the car. It was Taylor Gray at Dover. But the few races he's run in Xfinity, I think like just being benched and not having a ride, he's being able to figure things out. I don't know if he's an iRacer and like had got more reps in there to try to figure things out, or just being in a quality team here has helped him, but I can't see as a cash play, especially at 7K. But Joe Gibbs' car, if he looks good in practice and doesn't look like shaky at all, I think this is a track where I don't know how much experience he has with tire wear, but I think it's something that you can consider him at least in a GPP lineup. But again, he might be in no man's land. So now we start to get to the cars where you kind of question. Alpha Prime's been solid, so I think Ellis and Smith will be, even though they aren't the best drivers. Although Ellis did have a 13th place finish at Dover. Let me just verify to make sure I put the number. No, he did. Started 23rd, and finished like 13th. So that's pretty solid. So he could be a borderline cash play. Actually, I'll just change him to that because that that's what you're looking for there with some floor. And Smithley, I think it's going to be GPP. Perkins, I know you had the engine mechanical issues and stuff, so we'll have to hopefully the seed cars, if they look like they're having any issues on this track, then you know, probably back away. But if not, consider him in the player pool. Finstrom's a GPP, but again, if he looks slow, he's going to be a fade. Gase is a fade in this the car. You might not even drive it. I've seen some other names floating around. There was in the entry list for Darlington, it does have Gus and Graham out there too. So he's not in the DK pool, but I have to see if he is in there, and then one of these cars is not going to qualify. So Fincham or Gase could be the one, if not Cram. And then the fourth Alpha Prime, Greg Van Alt, he's actually not Alpha Prime. He is Green Light, I believe. Yeah. But he's been solid. He didn't race in this car, but it was a 28th place car. And it's starting at, if he does start like at the back here, I think he has some upside in GPP. So that's what I got for you. Again, put questions in the chat below. Hit me up at Twitter or X at Megaroar31. I already told you in the beginning of the video, if you want the complete breakdown as the sheet comes out with all, once we get practice and qualifying done, then I'll be releasing that tomorrow afternoon in the FSi Discord. And you can go to the description of the video to get to our pricing page. It's $3 a day, $5 for the whole weekend, and $6 to play all the sports. For the day too, and there's lots of cool things going on there. So these videos help post back, like, subscribe to the channel, and share with friends. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna get off and get some sleep because I got up and do the baseball video tomorrow morning, and then work, and we'll have NASCAR for the evening. So hope you're enjoying the Labor Day weekend, and good luck in your contest. You know how to get a hold of me if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.